Hi, my name is Terry Lee from Sweet Pea Papers and the Sweet Pea Papers Facebook group, and this is my first video in my series for a new steampunk project that I'm doing, and I haven't decided what I'm going to call it yet, but you'll know by the time you see this video because it will be in the title. So I'm using a kit by Victoria Designs. I have been on a little bit of a binge, I know, but I really love their kits, and I have so many that I would love to use them all, actually. They used to have a subscription service where you could pay a certain amount a month, and then you would get, I don't know, 3 junk journals a month and 2 paper packs. Now, this is not one of those. This is a Steampunk Mega Kit. Oh, by the way, they don't have that subscription service anymore. But this is the Steampunk Mega Kit, and I'm not really sure what it's called other than Steampunk Mega Kit. You can find it on their Etsy shop by doing a search for Steampunk, I'm pretty sure. So now there's 24 pages, foldable pages, so that gives you 48 and pages. And then we have a 20-page paper pack and 15 pages of ephemera. So let's kind of go through this real quick because the pages are really cool, and I wanted to show them to you before we started doing whatever it is we're going to do with them. And I needed to start cutting up the ephemera and doing something with it. I'm going to try, you'll see in a minute, I bought some extras to go along with this book, and so I'm going to try to add some 3D elements to this particular project, and I'm pretty sure it's going to be a book, and I'm pretty sure I'm going to do it where I cut the pages in half and add each page, to a paper, and that way I can work on the page, and if I make a mistake, then it's not in the book. The book does not have the mistake. This is one of my favorite images. And I really like this mechanical bicycle as well. I like all the images in here. And of course we have the octopus. Kind of a standard. Propellers in your head. But it's a really nice steampunk kit. It's got really nice colors to it. And I'm thinking that for my pop of color, there's a little bit of blue in here, and so I'm thinking a blue like this is a blue-green, but I'm thinking I might go with some sort of an aqua type color to go along with the kit. I'm not sure. I'm going to have to look through my inks and see what I've got. I've also got some of the crayons that by Tim Holtz. Some of these distress crayons in about every color imaginable, and this one right here on the top is looking pretty good. I got a really good deal on them on eBay, and thank you to the channel supporters who allowed me to purchase those by donating money through my Buy Me a Coffee site. Now here, look at this one. This one's pretty cool. And those are the pages. Those are the pages. There's a whole stack of them. Let's see if I can get them. I want to keep them all sorted. So now when I cut these in half, then I'm going to have 48 pages. So I'm not sure about signatures or, you know, anything else. I'm just know that I want to do this, and I want to have fun with it. This is the paper pack pages. And see, there's this teal that's in here, and I'm thinking I'd like to pick up on that teal. So these are your vertical pages, and you can fuzzy cut pieces out. You can cut pieces out for backgrounds, writing cards, and I love this suitcase page. And you can do all kinds of things with them. I haven't printed anything on the back yet, but rest assured I will be printing on the back of all of them, just in case I want to use them as a writing card. Look at this. This would make a great cover. Except I do want to be able to put some gears and things on it, and I'll show you that in just a second. So I'm not sure exactly which image I'm going to use for my cover. I think that's down the road once I get everything cut apart and take a good look at all the papers and things that are included. There are quite a few background pages that you can select from. You can shrink these down with your printer, print 2 to a page, and then you'd have 2 5x7s. And those would make good writing cards. Okay, so this is the paper pack. And it's 20 pages. This introduction is kind of long, and I'm not going to apologize for it. I think it's a great kit, and I think you're going to enjoy working with it. If you get this one, any steampunk kit will do. So there's pockets, there's ephemera pieces that you would stick to a page. There's lots of keys. We'll talk about keys in a minute. Some of these are upside down. I didn't really go through them beforehand. Just decided to show them to you. Here's an envelope and some pieces that you can put some brads on. Tags, more pockets, another pocket. I'm glad they're adding more pockets. 2 more. Lots of cards, lots of writing cards and tags, words. I like the fact that these have a little bit of a border around them. My scan and cut, I'm hoping, will like that. So there's lots of fussy cuts. There's a whole page of words. I'm not sure about my scan and cut with these. I hope it picks them up. There's a lot on there. And there's some more here. And then the last page here. Now, I mentioned that I got a few extras. And I had already gotten a fussy cut kit from Adamo Prints, I believe, on Etsy, and they have tons, and they have them in 2 sizes. And when you get the kit, you also get a set with a border and a set without a border. So these are all the things that I've fussy cut out with my scanning cut, because they have nice dark colors. But there's people. And I also have some Tim Holtz people that maybe could be converted. My friend Cassie from Junking 101 with Cassie. Junking with Cassie 101. I'm so sorry, Cass. Gave me. And we might try to use some of those in here as well. So I've got all this. And in fact, I've used a bunch out of here. So there's even more than what's in here, and I'm gonna, I think, cut out another set. I always use them in all my steampunk projects. Now, new for this project, these are all the little tiny cogs, see the extra small ones for this project, and I have way more than I'll use for this project, more than I'll probably use for any steampunk project in the future too. But I had these keys already. A friend of mine sent them to me. So I have all these keys already. Now the big silver ones I probably wouldn't use, but look at these great kind of brass looking ones. Look at that little tiny one. These are going to be great. They're going to come in great as charms. Then, let me put these back in here before I lose one of these little ones. Then I also got some gears, and I am not going to take them out of the package because they sell them by the weight, not by how many are in the package. So this is 100 grams of gears. Oh, that's not sealed. And I don't know if you can see this or not. Oh, there's a glare. If you can see this or not. But there's a lot in here. This is the palm of my hand, and there's so many gears in here. So I'm planning on gluing some to the pages and maybe making a couple into charms. I also got this set, which looks like it's all gears, but it's not. There's all kinds of different pieces in here that are steampunk related. Little metal doors and little, just all kinds of little metal pieces. There's a little clock, all kinds of things like that. And I don't know why, after having all these gears, I thought I might want some paper gears. So I got this die cut set, or die set, that it's a metal gear combination, and I got it off of AliExpress. So I got that very inexpensively. However, I did have to wait 6 weeks to get it. Now, the one thing I did splurge on was this Sizzix Tim Holtz 3D textured fades embossing folder. And this is the image that it makes when you emboss it, and it comes out 3D. And I thought it might come in handy for maybe the spine of the book, and maybe some pages, and then using some ink over it. I don't know. I'm going to try to use some new things in this. I anticipate this being a long series. Don't look at this and then think, oh, she's going to do this in 5 videos. No, that's not going to happen. So that's the introduction part. As far as, you know, cutting things apart and deciding finally on what my project is going to be like, that's going to be a while, but I wanted to record this part so that I could go ahead and start, you know, cutting things apart and looking at what I've got, deciding on ink colors and things like that. And just so you know, you're not restricted to one ink color. You can use more than one color. You can use distress crayons on your embossed images, as long as you use, what is it called? Frosted crystal, I think. Hold on, I got it right here. Yes, frosted crystal. And it's an embossing powder, but it makes like a kind of a frosted effect, but then you can watercolor on it. And I saw Tim Holtz demonstrate this on some of the little Tim Holtz peoples. And it turned out really cool because they were black and white. And so he just kind of tinted one of the jackets blue, and then he went to another person and did something, another color, but just to make kind of the black and white pop. And I thought it was really cool. So actually I'm going to get that out for possible use in this project. And so I think that's all I have for right now. Just all this stuff. And this is way before the tutorial videos are going to start, and I'm just going to put this one in the computer and hold on to it so that I can start doing the project. This is July of 2022, and I don't anticipate this coming out until at least September. So I'll have plenty of time to work on it in between my design team projects. Hi, we're back. I got a few more things out and I cut the pages, and so I just wanted to show you. I've cut the ephemera. Now some of the ephemera is really big, so this is the larger versions of the ephemera, which some of this is perfectly fine and some of it is really large. So what I've done is, here's the large actually. So some of this is really large, like these tickets, but these will work in pockets. We can cut this down, and so I think I've only printed out 2 pages in the larger ephemera because I'm not really sure. I think I'm going to pick and choose the pages that I print. There's 14 pages, so I'm not sure, that I want to print 14 pages of extra large ephemera. Especially some of the items that go on pages. I don't know. We're going to have to look at it and see. Now, I've taken the ephemera and I've printed it 2 to a page. And where's the long pocket? There's a long pocket. Oh, it's under here. All right, so these are all the pockets. They are pretty small, but so I'm probably going to print those out in the larger version. And then, but it gave us a whole lot of this nice ephemera in the smaller size that we can use in more in clusters and things. We've got the smaller tickets, and we've got the smaller things to glue onto the page. And we've got the shorter border pieces. I've also cut out the words, but all the words are in the larger version. It's kind of hard to see them, but there's quite a lot. It was just that one page, and I got that many words out of it. Let me see if I can show you. Yeah. And then there's a bunch of little bitty numbers. So I did that. I found my hot air balloon stamps. Yay. So we'll probably get to use those. I've got some brads, and I found these paper clips that look like mustaches that I got from Mr. Penn for free. I think I ordered, even though they're called Mr. Penn, they sell rulers and all kinds of different stuff like that. Compass and protractor sets, and that might have been what I got. Anyway, they look like mustaches, and I think that might be perfect for this project. I also made some paper clips. Let's see. Yeah, you can see them on camera. I had to look over on the monitor. And this silver one looks like it wouldn't work, but it does. And so I thought it turned out kind of neat, even though it was a fail. It was too thin and too small of a paper clip to do this to. These are not hard. However, I found them difficult because of my hands. I used pliers that have that real narrow end, and they're rounded to grab and turn the paper clip ends. I got out my distress crayon in antique bronze. I also ordered some, oh, what do you call it? It's something wax. And I got that in a dark gold. So we'll see what happens with either one of those. We could probably use this along with some vintage photo and the salvage patina, which I think I have. Yes, I do. Let me grab it. The salvage patina in the distress crayon as well. We have the Kitsch Flamingo and the blue prize ribbon, and that's what the salvage patina came in with that set. So we'll probably use that, and the reason is because the colors I've decided on are vintage photo and salvage patina. We've got some turquoise washi. I've got some just kind of weird looking washi. I cut out some butterflies because we need butterflies and maybe wings for people and animals and who knows what. And I've also gotten out my clock hands by Tim Holtz. And he calls them spinners because they used to be used for spinners in game shows, spins or games. But you can use them for clocks, you can use them for closures, all kinds of stuff. They come in 3 different sizes and they look like this, and they come with their own little bitty brads. Now, to show you an example, this is an envelope distressed with vintage photo, which we're all familiar with, and this is an envelope distressed with salvage patina, which matches our teal color very, very well. You can see the teal color on that ephemera. So I'm going to put that away. I'm going to set these to the side. I'm going to put this stuff all away, or not away, but somewhere I can get at it to use it. And of course I've gotten out way more than what we're going to use. Way more. But this way we can pick from what we, pick and choose what we want to use. And yeah. Let me show you about the pages real quick. Move this out of the way. I cut the pages in half, like I said, and I picked out the covers, and I've got 2 front covers because I'm not sure which one. I like this one that says Steam Love because that might be the name of the book, because I really like this cover. We can build stuff all in here, okay? Then the other front cover potentially is this one here, for the same reason, because we can build and do on it. It doesn't have, we could stamp our own name on it. I've got some letter stamps, so we could call it whatever we want. And I was thinking that we could build something that looks like it's hanging from this piece right here. So I thought that was a great idea as well. So I'm not sure which one. I could have picked one of these type pages, but that you can't really decorate on. They're more of your, what would you call it, decorative pages. But then it would be really hard to do any decoration to it. So I decided against that. I did separate out those pages from the pages that will be easy to make into writing pages or build pages, where we build, pockets and belly bands and different various things. So these are the ones that I decided were not going to be, buildable upon. I love this one. I almost made this one the cover, but I went against Octopunk because of the fact about building on the page. However, this is still a contender because we can still do a few things to this. We can put corners on, and then we could put some gears on there, and a couple other things. So this one is still kind of in the running. It's one of my favorite pages in the whole thing. Yeah, so most of these large printed pages, I almost went with this one that says Steampunk, because I thought that would be a good name for the book. So I still haven't decided, as if you couldn't tell by now. Then we have all of these pages that we can either build upon, use as cards, do whatever we want with them. What was that one that I saw that went by? I don't know. This might be a decorative page or card. Put that with those. Okay, this one to make a nice writing card. There's another one with a pinstripe or ticking, depending on what you want to call it. Anyway, So we're going to take 20 minutes and make the first page, or at least what we can make of it, in 20 minutes. And then, yeah, so through the magic of technology, I will be back and we will have all the stuff ready for the page. Okay. I always say okay when I come back. I have no idea why. Anyway, what we're going to do, this is the paper, and we're going to make a floating pocket envelope. Ta-da! Okay, so now I don't know how much of this we're going to get done. In fact, let me set the timer for 20 minutes. And then that way we'll know to not go over an hour. And then I'll double check the time. Actually, we have more time than that. We've only gone 20 minutes. Let's do that. And then we'll see how that goes. So I did some experiments with this, and I think it's going to work. If we just ink this side of the envelope, then we can put it as a floating envelope like this, because it won't matter what's on the page on the other side, because this will be just the blue, which will match whatever we put on the other paper. Now, I thought maybe I could do this on the inside, but obviously the glue does not take the ink. I thought maybe I could use my distress crayon on this and make a gold border right here, and that looked like CRAP, so I decided against that. So we are going to have to paper this side. You'll also notice that I inked the inside, and then I remembered we were going to paper straight across because we're going to make a side pocket over here. Okay, so this I inked for no reason whatsoever. Like I said, I did some inking experiments. Now, I realized that in just inking the edge, that's not going to be enough, because we're going to have a little border all the way around on our papers. So what we need to do is ink in a little bit on our envelopes to make sure that when we put the paper on, that we've got the what do you call it, salvage patina. Let's just call it turquoise so that I don't lose my mind trying to remember it. So that we have the turquoise all the way around, and you see it when we cut the papers. It's my new bracelet, and it's a little big. It keeps flipping around. It is silver on the outside, and on the inside it says your anxiety is lying to you. Anyway, so yeah, we're going to do that. This is going to be the envelope pocket on the back, and it's also going to be the flap on the back. Then this, we're going to cut this out right here and make it the image on the envelope on the front, and we're not going to decorate it. This is going to be the back of the envelope and also the card, possibly the card. This is the coffee dyed on this side, coffee dyed with the graph on the other side. I have another card that I would like to use, but I'll have to reprint it. I would love to use this as a card and it fits, but you can see the problem is that it's white. So I need to reprint this on cream colored paper if I want to use it. So we may not make a card for the envelope right now. We'll just paper clip it so we remember that we have to do that. And we're not going to put it in our page, which, if you remember correctly, our book is going to be a signature. Each signature is going to be 3 pages. So that's 12 sides. And then we're going to try to do 3 signatures so that we have, well, if we did 4, we'd have all 48 pages, but that's just unrealistic. So let's go for 2, which is 24 pages, and make a smaller book, and then at some point in the future I may reuse this kit, and can't use that paper. It's got a smooch on the edge. Let me grab another. Well, it doesn't matter. We only need the one for an example. Okay, so let me get my notes here so we do this in the right order. Okay, we're not going to do anything to the edge of the paper either. That's another reason we can't put it in the book, because I have to wait until that gilding wax gets here. You'll see I remembered the name of it, to see what it's going to look like on the edge, and if I need to ink it in Vintage Photo instead. We're probably going to have to ink it in Vintage Photo anyway, and then put the gilding wax on it. So I probably should have inked this. We don't need this right now. Let's do that real quick. Vintage Photo doesn't take very long. My dauber is very full of Vintage Photo. You'll see it doesn't make any difference really, where it just takes the white off. That's why we're not using the salvage patina, because we wouldn't see it at all. It would be invisible. Alright, so we've got our page, or our paper. I'm going to set that to the side. Now we're going to work on the envelope. So we're not going to have to paper this side. I just inked it. We're going to have to paper this side, and we're going to try to center this on to here. So what we're going to do is we're going to cover the image we want with the envelope, and then we're going to trace around it on 3 sides, or I could close the envelope. We could trace around it on 4 sides, huh? Now I think if I put this here on the edge, I think we'll be fine. Yeah, we will. So let me move this paper out of the way. Alright, so if we do this, then we can actually paper clip it so it doesn't move. Let's put it straight along the edge. Okay, and then let's trace around it. It wasn't a very good job right off the bat. You don't even want to know how much I had to squeeze that bracelet to even get it to fit. And now I can't get it off, but it still slides up and down my little chicken arm. I do. I have little chicken arms. Don't think it matters. Once I start cutting this, I'm going to cut it all the way to the edge anyway. So then I just need to know the width. Which I could have done on the other side as well. So now we'll take this off and set this aside. Yeah, this is difficult to see. It sure is. So, oh, we're going to have part of that guy's head on there. I really want that hot air balloon. So we will pretend like we meant to do it that way. I have a feeling we're going to have lots of scraps making this project. That's another reason I feel comfortable doing less pages, because we're going to have so much of this left over. We're going to have to reprint pages. Like this one, I'm sure we'll probably want to use again somewhere. Maybe another part of the page, maybe the man on the bicycle. Okay, now let's check this on our envelope. We're going to want to make it just a smidge smaller all the way around. But it does fit our envelope. And when I take an 1/8 off, all the way around, help get rid of some of that guy's head. It kind of looks like he's peeking out from underneath. And 1/8 off the third side. And an 1/8 off the fourth side. Now let's check this. Remember, we still have to cut this envelope. We're going to have to ink this one a little more at the top. I cut it too small. How did I do that? I must have cut the top twice. Darn it. If we ink it some more, though, we can center it and act like we meant to do it that way. Let's cut the side for the pocket. Since we're going to be inking, let's do up here some more. Especially since, let's start in the middle in case there's that darker. Ink this with Vintage Photo. Oh, I meant to ink the edge of this with the... I'm going to have to ink both sides. And my particular pad is new, so there's still quite a bit of ink on there. I've gotten some, though, that even brand new didn't seem to have a whole lot of ink. What did I put the cover on for? On this one, I think we can do the corners. Yeah, he's just peeking out into our image. Now, before we glue this down, we know the back side is going to be the same size, don't we? So let's cut another one out of the backing paper before we glue it down. But do we? Yeah, we need to do it the same on the front and the back. I wonder how much of the envelope opening is going to show. Well, it's all inked. Okay, so we need it to be this wide and this long. Then hopefully we will have the correct size for the back of the envelope. We'll do it this way, so we'll just kind of cutting it in half. This is almost the size of a page. Oh, the size works out once we cut it to where it has borders and then trim the borders off. It actually is 1, 2, 3. It's 5 3/8. So we can actually use this for a page now if we wanted to. And we're not going to get rid of, oh, we need it back. Because we can make the pocket with this. You know what I did was I cut the wrong paper to fit the front. I mean, to fit the back. That's all right. We'll just use something else for the pocket. We'll use this right here for the pocket. Yeah, we'll just trim it down some. Okay, we'll use that. We'll use this for the back. Then we can use our scrap, I believe. Leaving the border. Man, doing this envelope cover is going to be a you know what. You know what we can do? No, we can't. We're going to have to do it out of something else because I accidentally used the wrong paper. And I'm not going to get rid of this whole paper. Just because, I mean, it still matches. Don't set your lids on things. If you scrape your lid across your pad, accidentally putting the lid back on, then the edge of your lid's going to have ink on it. If you set it down on another piece of paper, then you know, you could ink this and then just put a border around of the paper. I was going to say we could just make it square, which we can do. We can just glue this onto a piece of paper like so, and then cut the shape out, and we'll have it covered. I mean, we don't want to use that, but yeah, I think that would work easily enough. That piece isn't big enough either. Okay, so let's go ahead and cover the front and the back. We'll put the pocket on. Then, since all I'm going to do is trace the, whatever direction we glue this picture on is going to be the side that this has to be paper clipped on. So I wrote down that it could be either a left-hand or a right-handed page, but that's not true. So let's make it a right-handed page. By putting the image this way. Okay, let me write that down. Right side. Page. That was kind of weird trying to reach all the way over there and write on that. Okay, so now let's cover our ink before we have an inking incident. Sort of like that. But what I was thinking was that since I'm just tracing it and then gluing it on, well, we'll still have the pocket and all that other stuff to do. The card and all that. So I don't know what I was thinking there. Okay. I like that we got this image. And I think it looks good with the turquoise edge. And I think it's okay that this edge is a little bit bigger. Okay, now we'll glue the back on. Now remember, we've got the pocket here, so we don't, oh, it doesn't matter because we're not going to use this as a pocket. So we can just go ahead and glue all four sides of the paper and glue this pocket shut. Now this is non-directional, so it really doesn't matter which way we... Man, I touched my head and half my hair fell out. It doesn't really matter which way we put it on the page, she says, as she decides. Oh, it doesn't matter because those mirror each other. Okay, so let's put this on here. If we're going to err on the side of anything, let's err on the side of putting it up farther. Wow, that really doesn't look like it's inked all the way right there. Well, there's glue there now. Okay, that'll give us our border when we put the paper on here. We could use this if we used this paper. Okay, it's going to be this way. Gosh, I'm almost tempted to put it on as a flap. Almost. All right, let's put the pocket on. Let's just take it off down to the top of that gear. And we'll figure out our width. By measuring from the paper to the paper, not the end of the envelope to the end of the envelope. It doesn't really clash enough, does it? I mean, it's so close to being the same image. I think I would like how did I end up with a page that was white on the back? Oh, I haven't printed on the back of the large pages yet. Since we're going to use that other piece for the card, let's put that one up there. What would this look like? Oh, I don't like that either. What would this look like as the pocket and the flap? We need something that's more different. We can save this. This could be a small envelope pocket. Since we've already got the width and the height cut, might as well not put it in with the scraps just yet. Okay. Okay. Let's try that. Yeah, that looks better. Then we'll put some ephemera on it. It's just a hair long, and I made it a hair longer because I thought the other one looked a hair short. Ooh, I wonder if we inked around this in the salvage patina, what would that look like? To match the envelope. We can always go over it with the brown. I don't mind it with the color. We'll just have to see what it looks like on the envelope. Oh, I like it. I like it. I like it. That's why you can definitely work with more than one color ink. You're not stuck with, you know, vintage photo. I almost could have gotten away with Gathered Twigs, which is a little bit darker. I may switch to it. I think I'm going to have to thin this glue out. It's almost full, but it's taking a long time for the bubble to go up. You can thin it out with acetone, which is nail polish remover. You just put a tiny bit in there and then you just go back and forth with it to mix it. Don't shake it up like you would a milkshake. Okay. Yeah, I like that a lot better. And then we'll do the flap in that too. We don't have enough time. So I will cover the flap off camera. And then that will make our page done except for our card for the inside, which will paper clip this to come back after I print that other on cream colored paper. I'll have to look it up in the Adamo Prints on Etsy, and they have a whole, they specialize in fussy cuts, so you'll find mostly fussy cuts there. Yeah, this was that one we wanted to keep. Alright, okay, so this is the end of video 1, and I will see you in the next video, and that will be just a second for you and a day for me. Okay? Alright, this is going to go like this. Like that. Okay? And I will see you then. Bye-bye.